Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music, and anything else potentially interesting that we may gather throughout the show, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
I'm Meat Cleaver.
And today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, August 1st, 2022. Welcome to August.
August it is.
Augustus month. Actually, what was August named after, actually? You know, let's look that up real quick. Where does August get its name?
I think it comes from the slang, oh gosh.
What? July and August were named after two major figures of the ancient Roman world, the statesman Julius Caesar, of the left above, slightly damaged, and the Rome's first emperor, Augustus. So I was actually correct in just pulling that out of my rear end.
So my oh gosh didn't work.
Huh.
But your response was great. What?
Well, 30 BC, Octavian, later known as Augustus, entered Alexandria, Egypt, bringing it under the control of the Roman Emperor, the Roman Republic. All right. So I wonder if this is why we have August that starts now. You know?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, because that's when they took over Egypt. That's a big thing.
It's huge.
Yeah. Moving on up into 527, Justinian I became the sole ruler of the Byzantine Empire. Why can't I read? Empire. Blah, 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 blah. So, that's pretty cool, though. So, another significant time jump here into 1086. Results of the Domesday Inquiry presented to William the Conqueror in Salisbury. The date of compilation. The date of compilation and the Great Domesday are historically contestable. Okay. Well, what is the Domesday Inquiry? Let's check that out real quick. Domesday Book. A manuscript record of the Great Survey of much of England and parts of Wales. Oh. Okay. Yeah, and then William the Conqueror.
So something isn't connecting, huh?
No. This is It's basically a census.
Yeah. Okay.
So because he was I guess he conquered those lands, and then he just sent out people to inquire what exactly it was that he took. You know.
But it's saying there, I can't quite read it from here. What's it at the bottom? It doesn't.
The date of compilation and the Great Domesday are historically contestable.
Contestable. That's what it said.
Yeah.
So something isn't jiving.
Well, maybe this isn't the exact date.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but going back 1,000 years, it's
what's in a week?
I know, but but think about it, going back 1,000 years, it's pretty interesting that we still have any evidence of anything, because what survives 1,000 years?
Yeah, not much.
So, moving on up into 1498, Christopher Columbus landed on Isla Santa in Venezuela, which is Venezuela. So he thought he landed on an island, and it was actually the coast of South America.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he was way off.
Yeah. Well, he originally in 1492.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He thought he reached India.
Yeah, that's why they called them Indians.
Yeah. Which is weird because he was in Central and South America. What do he was calling what later would become known as Mexicans and whatnot Indians. I don't know if he ever saw any actual North American Native Americans.
I don't know.
I think he landed maybe in Florida.
Somewhere down in that region. You always think of it landing up north, but that's not the case. It was somewhere. I don't know if it was Florida or not, but it's somewhere down in the southern region.
What? Where did Columbus land? The Bahamas.
Oh.
Okay.
So he's actually out in the islands.
Yeah. So yeah.
I did make it to the mainland though.
Did map of Columbus landings. Let's see if this is... Okay, here we go. This is something I wanted. So no. Looks like he's all across the Caribbean. But he never made it to mainland, what became the U.S.
He didn't come into ours.
No. So that makes me wonder, why do we even call Native American Indians? They're not even the same area of people. What the hell? That's confusing.
Yeah. I thought for sure he came somewhere up in the southern region. And Florida would be my first guess, but that's not the case.
Yeah. And
is there any connection any lines going up into Florida? I see something I can't see.
No. We have Cuba and then Havana again, and then there's
all of the Bahamas.
Yeah, all of the Bahamas. No, there's the Bahamas up there.
Yeah.
But like the whole the Guadalupe, Martinique, Jamaica.
So he said it's pretty from there.
Central America. South. Yeah. No, he never touched Florida or anywhere up north, which is like there's this. Remember that cartoon movie I had? I still have on VHS. The Magic Voyage. With the talking termite talking to Christopher Columbus.
I don't recall it right offhand.
Well, at the end when they were leaving, they made it look like they were on Manhattan Island because they built all of New York at the land where they were exploring.
Oh.
So, but he was nowhere near up there. No. Anyway, let's get back into the show here. 1628, Emperor Ferdinand II demanded Austria Protestant convert to Catholicism.
Off with your head.
Yeah. Oh, this guy has a point.
Yeah.
Look, dude, his entire head looks like the front end of a pencil. Look at that. See, that's the shaved off areas. His chin's a lead, and then it's a black pencil. So it looks like, wow, that is like a sharp angle right there.
You see weird things. That's all I
do.
Can say.
1690, during the Battle of Staffarda, French army led by Nicholas Catinat defeated the Duchy of Savoy, led by Victor Amadeus II, during the 9 Years' War. 1711, surrounded Tsar Peter the Great fled Azov. So he was running. 1714, monarch George Ludwig became King George I of England. All right. Ludwigs, like the wigs.
Yeah.
Weird wigs. 1774, English chemist Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen by isolating it in its gaseous state. Well, that's interesting.
Well,
the discovery of oxygen.
So, in its gaseous state would be
what we breathe.
That's going to a solvent. I know, but how did he?
No, he isolated it.
Yeah.
Because the air.
Yeah.
It's not all oxygen. It's like nitrogen and all these other things. He somehow and it looks like he's using like heat induction via magnifying glass.
Yeah.
But he's boiling everything away except for he's capturing the oxygen. Because when you boil water, the steam is oxygen.
Yes.
So he's capturing it. So that's interesting. 1781, British Army under General Cornwallis occupied Yorktown, Virginia. Ooh, the end. Yep.
Yeah.
Then in 1785, French naval scientific expedition ordered by Louis XVI, led by La Pérouse with 220 men, departed Brest. They were lost in the Pacific in 1788. Ooh.
That's not good.
A whole scientific expedition gone.
Lost.
Jeez, man. The chances people took back in the day just to get things done, we take so much for granted. We have so much luxury. But can you imagine just being like, okay, go that way, good luck. If you survive, I look forward to your findings.
Well, we still have it today. You've got to keep in mind the people we're looking at were extremely exceptional. That's why they're in history. They took those chances.
Yes.
We've gone into space, very dangerous.
Oh, yes.
We do all kinds of that. We explore
that
the
is
deep
true.
sea, very dangerous. We do all of that stuff.
That is true. So
but
in
it
its
takes
own
the
way,
exceptional person. We're looking at that as a time and going, look what they did.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about with the advent of GPS and satellites and all the stuff, that even you, me, what we all have access to, just stuff from the Men in Black, zooming in, and everything from space, Google Maps, satellite view, you can see the whole world. You can get on the street level. You can literally explore a city without leaving your living room.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it took step by step from these folks who we're reading about today taking chances, going out there and exploring whatever it is, whatever the step is, each step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
We had to explore space. Now we have all the benefits.
Yep.
Some of the benefits. There's a lot still to come.
Yep.
Hopefully all good.
Well, there's always bad with good.
Yeah.
So you can't just have one.
Yin and yang.
1798, during the Battle of the Nile, British Royal Navy under Admiral Horatio Nelson attacked and decimated the French fleet at Aboukir Bay off the Nile Delta in Egypt. Ooh.
Annihilate them?
Annihilate. Decimated, actually.
Yeah.
But still. 1834, Slavery Abolition Act of 1833 came into effect, abolishing slavery throughout the British Empire. Which, this is what I talk about, all the time. The debt of which, now I think it was either 2004 or 2014. It's one of those two. I think it was 2004. But the debt of which was still being paid until 2004. So there are people alive today that paid off this debt from 1834.
Really?
Because the British Empire damn near bankrupted themselves. Because slavery, free labor and all that stuff, all of a sudden you have to pay all these people. They damn well bankrupted the entire British Empire. They almost went belly up as an empire because of this. And they don't talk about this as
isn't quite the right word. It's with the added cost is what you're saying.
Yeah, the added cost, that creates a debt.
Yeah, okay, so they went into debt to
the whole society has to pay, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, that's something they never teach you. So, 1836, as part of their homeward journey on the HMS Beagle, Charles Darwin returned to Bahia in Brazil. Alright. And by the way, I'm not sure if I told you about this, but there's a thing going on, and I think it's more or less proven. But Charles Darwin cooked and ate at least one of every species he ever found.
What?
Yeah. You want to see if they tasted good, if they're poisonous, so he has eaten at least one of those Galapagos turtles, and stuff like that.
Never heard that.
And he wrote about it in his journal. He wrote his findings, things like that. So this is stuff from the man himself. This is not, hearsay, from speculation or from the crew members. This is from the source. So, 1890, Cecil Rhodes colonists reached Lundy. All right, whatever. British businessman and imperialist politician. So maybe he was forming a country or something. I have no idea. 10 years later, in 1900, the first Michelin Guide was published by the brothers Edouard and André Michelin as a hotel and restaurant reference guide to encourage more road travel and thus boost tire sales. Exact date beyond August 1900 is unknown. So this is the first documented that we can find.
Of Michelin tires.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelin tires, the marshmallow-looking guy.
Yeah.
Always throws out his belly fat that becomes tires. I wish I could do that.
I don't think that's the translation that you particularly want, but...
he doesn't look fit.
No.
No, he's made of tires.
The Michelin guy.
Yeah. But they were promoting, sales of tires, so they were...
Yeah.
This whole catalog, where to go, where to travel, Which, that sounds pretty fun. We gotta take another road trip soon.
Yeah.
1907, the Bank of Italy, later becoming the Bank of America. Ooh, that's kind of...
I didn't know that.
Wow. So, it's not even the Bank of America, it's the Bank of Italy. It opened its first branch at 3433 Mission Street in San Francisco. I knew something about that, though. But yeah, no.
Well, I knew Bank of America started in San Francisco, but I didn't know it originated in Italy.
It was actually after the major earthquake, because that was, 1910?
Something like that.
Something, yeah. Because it was shortly after because I remember Bank of America had a different name, but it was the Bank of Italy. The earthquake happened, and they just used the event as a rebranding, opportunity, and rebranded themselves as Bank of America, and then started providing loans to everybody around. Their Bank of America, it's America. You can trust America. They're using the name, and they had a great deal of financial. Involvement in the rebuilding of San Francisco after the earthquake.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
So they took advantage of a disaster.
Why would they, in San Francisco, open Bank of Italy as a name?
I mean, maybe there was
You wonder what the thinking of that is.
Well, maybe there was a huge Italian population.
Could have been.
I mean, the mafia could have been a thing too.
Not that early.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on up into 1911, Harriet Quimby passed her pilot's test and became the first U.S. woman to earn an Aero Club of America Aviator certificate. Now, was this the one where they put a remember we were at the Air and Space Museum out in the Boneyard in Tucson?
Yeah.
And she was that lady was amazing. Telling us all the stories.
Yeah.
But remember when this lady was training for her pilot's license? They put a block, like a wooden block, under the accelerator, so she couldn't go fast enough to take off.
Yes.
And she figured that out, kicked the block out, and took off. It's crazy what people did to keep people down. Anyway, 1911 as well. Omar Bradley, at the age of 18, began his education in West Point Military Academy. So in 1911.
1911.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Later to become, that great general.
Yeah. Of course.
And the Bradley Infantry Fighting Vehicle is named after this guy.
Yeah.
Which there's a whole slew of things involving that. That took like 50 years to get through research and development and everything. It went from a troop transport with a small machine gun to like this hulking behemoth, to what we know it as today,
Yeah.
But most of the stuff, the missiles it shoots, those are countermeasures because of its thin armor. But they don't want to bulk up the armor because they want to keep its speed, to make use of a scouting vehicle.
Yep.
So it's just a hodgepodge of just bureaucratic lunacy.
I like that term, hodgepodge of bureaucratic lunacy.
Yeah.
That's got to go on a poster somewhere or something.
Yeah, that is a good saying. A hodgepodge of bureaucratic lunacy. Anyway, moving on up into 1914, Emperor Wilhelm II of Germany declared war on his nephew Tsar Nicholas of Russia in World War I.
Poor Tsar Nicholas.
Damn. Dude. And I thought I had it bad with your brother. This guy's nephew, War is war. 1914 as well, Marcus Garvey and others founded the University Negro Improvement Association in Jamaica with aim of creating black-governed nation in Africa. Why not?
Sure.
It's their area. So, 1919, in the year
1919,
Queen Wilhelma. Hey, Wilhelm.
Wilma.
No, not Wilma.
Close enough. I'm mad.
No. Wilhelma. What was a sweep Heidi or sweep? The Tetris terms you guys made. Hildy. Wilhelma. Hildy. This is Hildy. In the year 1919, we're witnessing a Hildy. Holy crap! Opened the first airfare in Amsterdam.
Boy, I forgot that term we used.
It's been in my mind. Like every time I see a double letter, it just goes through my brain. In the year 1919, or whatever. 1927, influential country music group the Carter Family made their first recording with producer Ralph Peer in Bristol, Tennessee. 1928, Babe Ruth hit home run number 42 in the Yankees' 12-1 win versus St. Louis Browns. Took him 4 weeks ahead of the 1927 pace, or of his 1927 pace. So yeah, that's interesting.
I wonder which was the year he hit 60? This year or 28 or 27?
Well, this was number 42. So
yeah.
Can you hit 18 more home runs by the end of the year?
I don't know. He did on one of those.
You know what? When did
Babe Ruth 60
hit 60 HRs? 1927.
He did in 27. So he was ahead of that pace.
Yeah.
And then died off, apparently. Didn't make it to 60. Probably hit 58, 59.
Okay. So you're talking about on his
record.
Like year record.
Yeah.
Okay.
It stood for a long time until Hank Aaron broke it.
So this is not his 42nd home run period. This is his 42nd home run for this year.
And he was 12 ahead?
But no, he was 4 weeks ahead of his 1927 pace.
Which hit the record 60 home runs.
Okay.
So then he fell off towards the end of the year, obviously, and didn't make it back to 60.
So he peaked after his record.
After these 42.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up into 1933, Dutch colonial regime in Batavia arrested Sukarno. He was the first president of Indonesia, so I wonder what he did. I think I remember he was like a war criminal or something. I don't know. 1933 as well, National Recovery Administration, the NRA, that's a different NRA, was founded with Hugh S. Johnson as its first director. National Recovery Administration. The National Rifle Association. So there's two different NRAs.
Obviously this one doesn't exist anymore.
National...
What is that? National Recovery?
National Recovery Administration. It was a prime agency established by U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933. The goal of the administration was to eliminate cutthroat competition by bringing industry, labor, and government together to create codes of fair practices and set prices. And it's
set prices.
Yeah. Which actually I should add. I did add this in the underbar, right? Yes, I did. So I'm gonna get that out. Put this in the underbar as well. It's been so long. Yeah.
So they want to collude to set prices.
Yeah.
That's BS.
Well, I don't know.
When you set prices, you put certain people in power.
Yeah. The codes intended both to help workers set minimum wages and maximum weekly hours, as well as minimum prices at which products could be sold. The NRA also had a 2-year renewal charter and was set to expire in June 1935 if not renewed.
If it was renewed.
No, in 1935, the Supreme Court unanimously declared that it was unconstitutional.
Good. You did something right.
Well, for once, yeah.
They're trying to governmentize all of labor and private business. Set prices high-low, set wages high-low, set working hours high-low. That's all crap.
Yeah.
Might as well go to Russia or China or whatever.
Also in 1933, New York's future Hall of Fame pitcher Carl Hubbell set Major League Baseball record for consecutive scoreless innings at 45 1/3 as Giants lost 3-1 versus the Boston Braves.
I wonder if that still stands today. That's a lot of innings. 45 1/3.
Consecutive scoreless innings. Record. Let's see here. Record. Over 59 here.
Okay, so it has been broken.
Yeah, 1988. And this is 1933, so that's 55 years prior. 55.
55, okay. Yeah. If no one broke it in between.
Well, I'm not going to look that up.
No, I'm not either.
1936, the 11th Summer Olympics Games were opened by Adolf Hitler in Berlin. Man. That reminds me, as I said before in the show, that Bill Burr bit. Imagine after losing, to what's his face, a black guy. Yeah. Jesse Owens, like being in the car with an even angrier than usual Adolf Hitler. Yeah. It's just like, it's nice weather today. The
guy preached, the superior, what do you call it, race?
Aryans.
Aryan.
Yeah. Anyway, 1944, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. was elected the first black U.S. person, congressman from New York. Black U.S. citizen.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool. 1944 as well, Anne Frank's last diary entry. 3 days later, she was arrested. Man. That chills me to the bone just thinking about her position. Like, Jesus, dude. Yeah. Like, 1946, U.S. President Harry Truman established Atomic Energy Commission, the AEC. Yeah, if you close that C up, what do you get?
I can't see.
My name.
Oh.
AO. AEC, AEO.
AEO.
Yeah.
So, the atomic energy, let's make a bomb.
Yeah. Well, no, atomic energy, that's for power.
I understand that, but...
This is 46, though.
Oh, we already have it. Okay,
yeah.
So they're looking at taking that war weapon and turning it into energy.
Well, in order to even make it a war weapon, they had to figure out how to make energy from it. Because what an atomic blast is just all of that energy at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's actually, you can actually make atomic bombs that have little to no radiation. Radiation nowadays, it's put in intentionally. It's put in with the intent to, kill people after the explosion. So now not only do we have the power to melt cities, but we can choose whether or not to,
contaminate them.
Yeah. So
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Never heard that.
Yeah. So Moving on up into 1951, David Ben-Gurion's Mapai Party won Israeli parliamentary election. All right, this guy looks like Bernie Sanders. Like as I said, he looks like the bird that looks like Bernie Sanders. Like there's just so he has a poof. Where's the hat?
Yeah, where's the hat?
Looks like he was wearing the hat too long, you know?
Yeah.
And the poof just took over. 1953, Fidel Castro was arrested in Cuba. Huh. That didn't last too long.
Yeah.
1957, Gil Hodges hit his 13th Major League Baseball career grand slam, a new National League record, and the last ever by a Brooklyn Dodgers player.
Gil Hodges, he came to L.A.
Ah.
With the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, we seem to take things from all of the East Coast. We took the Dodgers from Brooklyn. We took the Lakers from Michigan. You know,
well, that's where everything was established. We had
Yeah.
nothing out here. We didn't take them. They moved here.
But why couldn't we make our own? You know?
Well, they didn't open up new franchises back in the day like they do now.
True.
And they still do it on a limited basis, but
Yeah.
everything's much bigger. Baseball's much bigger as far as the number of teams. Hockey, football, everything has more teams now.
Yep.
They started new leagues.
Yeah, they did. 1959, Pope John the 23rd published encyclical Secretatoria Nostri Primordia. I don't know how to speak Latin, so let's see. What is this? Let's see. What is? I guess we just go to the Vatican here. To our venerable rather than the picture. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to read this whole thing. So.
Figure it out.
What is, let's see,
You're interested, go to it.
let's see, here we go. Commemorated the 100th anniversary of the death of St. John Vianney, the patron saint of priests. Okay. I'm going to post this link in the underweb because it has more links to other things in case anybody wants to educate more on Vatican affairs. 1 year later, in 1960, Aretha Franklin's first recording session for Columbia Records in New York City occurred.
Aretha Franklin.
Yep. 365... What?
The Queen of Soul.
365 days later, in 1961, Australian cricket captain Richie Benaud took 6 for 70 in England's second innings for a 54-run fourth Test win at Old Trafford. Cricket. Chirp. 1963, Arthur Ashe became the first black U.S. citizen tennis player to be named in the U.S. Davis Cup team. Huh. Alright.
Died of AIDS. What a shame.
Oh, that sucks.
And from apparently a blood infusion.
So we got AIDS from a botched blood infusion?
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's what I understand.
Well, you know the whole conspiracy about AIDS, they released it into the black and homosexual communities to stem reproduction or something. I don't know. 1970.
Well, a homosexual isn't going to reproduce.
Yeah, I don't know why they use that for that. I'm just repeating what I've read. You know. 1970, future Hall of Fame outfielder Willie Stargell smacked 3 doubles and 2 homers in a 20-10 Pirates win versus the Braves at Atlanta Stadium.
Willie was on yesterday. Willie Stargell.
Yeah, I remember it because
the hat.
Yeah. I don't remember the face really, but the hat.
Yeah, I got the
you know,
face, yeah.
like and here's another hat. Like that looks like a really comfortable hat. I'd like that hat.
But I see the face, Dylan.
Yep. 1971, George Harrison's benefit concerts for Bangladesh, 2 shows, took place in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Performers included Bob Dylan, Ringo Starr, Ravi Shankar, Eric Clapton, Billy Preston, and Leon Russell. Those are some names.
Oof.
Yeah.
What talent. My goodness.
Yeah, I recognize this hat too.
Yeah.
Is a hat and a poof here, you know, the front poof. 1971, Richard Petty won the Dixie 500 in Atlanta, Georgia, to become the first NASCAR driver to win $1 million in career earnings. And I see somebody has joined us. Who is that?
Alice.
Alice.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, hey guys. I just saw you doing the show and stuff, so I wanted to pop in and maybe give a hand.
Oh, well, we will certainly take your hand.
Ooh.
In 1973, like while you're catching up to us, I'm letting you know we're at 1973 now. I'm going to go ahead and take this article here.
Go ahead.
Struggling ABA club Virginia Squires traded star forward Julius Erving to New York Nets for George Carter and cash. Huh.
Guess who got the
Oh,
better
damn.
deal?
I'm just loading up the website. Sorry, guys.
All right, no worries.
Go ahead.
All right. Tell me when you're ready. I'm going to take this next one. 1976.
Yeah, go ahead.
Reigning world F1 champion Niki Lauda of Austria suffered a near-fatal crash during the German Grand Prix at the Nuremberg Motorsports Complex in Nuremberg, Germany. Well,
Nuremberg.
Yeah,
Huh?
Nuremberg. Yeah.
Nuremberg.
I wonder if that was her trial run.
Oh, damn. Hang on a second.
Nuremberg trials.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, I got that.
1977, former Lockheed U-2 pilot Francis Gary Powers crashed the news helicopter he was flying in Los Angeles.
That's
Dang.
not good.
No. Look at that helmet, though.
Go for it.
Why am I at birthdays? My phone, like with the cracked screen's being weird.
Okay.
Well, it's just trying to emulate its owner. You know?
Oh,
Nice
thanks
guy.
a lot,
Nice
there,
guy.
buddy.
Yeah.
A little broken on the
Okay,
outside,
nice.
malfunction on the inside, you know? Like, hey, no biggie.
Well, apparently when I scroll too fast, it likes to go into other places on this website because of my cracked screen on my phone. So.
Well, you confuse it. Like, it's basically like fast travel, you know, in
So I got a Joe Biden scroll here to
Yeah.
Go for it,
like
then.
so it doesn't.
Whatever you got, go for it.
I'm in the 50s right now,
No,
and I
she's
know we're
still
in the
catching
70s.
up to us.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
she's not saying she has something ready to go. She's trying to
Well,
catch
you
up
find
to us.
something of interest that's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Bring
get to
it
the
up.
70s here.
Yeah, we're in
I'm at
77.
69, guys.
Almost.
We'll do the San Francisco.
71,
77.
73. All right, now China. Oh,
77.
74.
Oh,
Go
okay.
for it.
China's People's Liberation Army Navy put into service Chang Zheng the First, their first nuclear-powered submarine.
Oh, God, they have Dukes up. That's right, they do.
Of course they do. They just
Yeah,
launched
this
a
is
new
in
one.
74. So.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, but that was unhighlighted, but that was in 74.
Yeah.
So, okay, what
That
where are you
should
at
be
now?
highlighted. What the hell? You know?
Yeah.
It should have been highlighted.
The choices in this program are not good.
Sometimes they're not. That's why I like to read between the lines of the highlighted.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm hoping that our viewers get the hint and, you know, go back, you know, because we provide a link to this source and the others, you know, go look at what we didn't talk about, you know, like that's what this whole is, it's like trying to subliminally, and I'm admitting to doing this, you know, persuade viewers to, you know, like pursue more knowledge, you know, on this subject.
Find something that
Absolutely.
you like. Find
Yeah.
something in there that interests you and read it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was 74. Have you gone up to
77.
the
Well,
77?
unfortunately, we're
Okay.
at baseball right now,
Yeah.
so there you go.
Yeah, oh yeah, Pete Rose is in here again too. I saw.
Again, yeah. Willie McCovey's in there, and
Yeah.
heavy on sports.
Well, you did have a lock in 1977. You did do the Lockheed U-2
Yes.
pilot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's why he's dressed like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you usually crash a helicopter? Maybe it's not going fast enough. You know,
Well, apparently he's not a good pilot.
not for helicopters, at least.
All right. Well, here, why don't you start with 81? Looks like we got a. Oh,
No.
look who it is.
You start with 77.
Go with the star with 77. All right. Here we go. So I'll just do San Francisco Giants first baseman Willie McCovey hits National League record 18th Major League Baseball career grand slam. That's actually kind of cool.
Man, this is making me hungry for Denny's. All this mentioning of Grand Slam, you know. Like,
Oh man.
You want you want a ballpark hot dog that Michael Jordan used to
nah,
advertise.
I know what hot dogs are made of. I don't want to partake.
Oh man. Okay. Well, anyways, after that we have in 1978 we have the Atlanta Braves trounce Cincinnati Reds 16-4 and halt Pete Rose's National League record, hitting a streak of 44 games.
Yeah.
Dang.
24 straight games.
Yeah. Oh, and then actually the same day, and I believe same year, we have commandos occupy Iraqi embassy in Paris, and only one person died.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what?
Oh shoot! And we got an East German one. Okay, that's 1980. Okay, well. Anyways, why don't you take this 1981?
I will. 1981, Endless Love single released by Deanna Ross and Lionel Richie. Now, how is it a single if there's two people in there?
record.
Oh,
It's
come on,
a
man.
solo record, not an album.
You,
Single song. Well, they released one song.
So it's just. Why is that
You're
so
down
funny?
to
You are so toast for the day.
Later to receive the Billboard Song of the Year 1981, Billboard Greatest Song Duet of All Time. Okay, so it's a
Dude,
single.
what is wrong with Diana Ross's profile picture there?
Oh God.
She's got a fucking cone head 5 head.
She looks like she's gonna crawl through the screen and ask me for cocaine.
Wow.
So.
No, she's gonna ask you. Well, no, wait, that's Whitney Houston. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
In 1982, U.S. Greg Louganis became the first driver to score 752.67 precisely in 11 dives and winning 3-meter springboard gold World Championships in Guayaquil, Ecuador.
Yeah.
Ah,
Remember him?
No, he's a swimmer.
yes.
Yeah.
Or a diver.
Diver.
Oh, so he did all the cool, like, little tricky tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is? Like, they will mark you down. Because I was on the swim team and I tried to be part of the diving team. But, like, if you don't do the approach right to spring onto the diving board, they'll mark your points down.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a ridiculous approach.
Yeah. No, they want to, regiment you. Because, like, if you approach it a different way, you can have different momentum for different things, and you can get a 1-up,
It's all about regiment. It's so precise
Yeah.
and exact. If you aren't 100% regimental, you're going to screw up. So it's tough. It's a difficult sport,
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
No, yeah, well, I'm like, on the swim team for me, like I did it for a few years. It's a shame of what's going on now with women's sports.
Oh,
with
God.
swimming.
Yeah, that one guy, yeah.
But-
Like,
Yeah, Leah Thomas.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm actually, this is one thing that actually hits close to home for me. Is because I was a swimmer,
Yeah.
and like seeing that, like Leah Thomas was a man swimming on a swim team.
and
Yeah.
he was like
Before,
number
and
36 or
then
something, and then when he's jumping, he's like a foot ahead of them. Now there is something good that has come out of this, and that's when at some, I don't know who, like Congress or what, but like they passed a law prohibiting people post-puberty transition to participate in sports of what they've transitioned or they're transitioning into. So
Well, no,
stuff like Leah Thomas will not happen again.
Like,
Anyway,
I'm fine with transgender people doing sports.
no.
Oh, no
I don't
problem.
think that too, right?
No, there's men's sports and there's women's sports for a reason. You don't see people from the WNBA competing in the NBA, people from the NBA competing in the WNBA. We're all
by the
equal,
way-
we're all equivalent, but at some point, some people do things better than others in certain areas. That's just facts.
By the way, you know that we have that WNBA woman, like person who brought pot into Russia.
Yeah.
Why don't you take on 1983
You
here?
know who we're trading her to get her back
Yeah,
to
I
the
know,
United States?
that killer.
with?
Yeah.
The killer.
The Merchant of Death.
Why don't you
Yeah.
take 1983 here?
I will take 1983. Oh, shit snacks. We've got, despite brave 112 number by David Grower, the New Zealand wins second test at Headingley by 5 wickets. First ever New Zealand test cricket victory in England. So
Cricket.
this is a cricket thing.
Yep.
We do cricket.
Cricket's a weird game,
It is.
Yeah.
but it's actually a really fun sport to watch at the same time.
Yeah. Let's stay on track with the show here.
Go for it.
All right, we got right. So, and then in 1985, we have Emmy 12th Daytime Award presentation for Susan Lucci, loses for the 6th time, and she was an actress, TV host, and entrepreneur.
Yeah, sixth time though. Like, give up.
Never give up.
Yeah.
I was a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yep.
There you go.
That reminds me of that.
And in 1985,
Go ahead.
what? Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go ahead.
You go.
No, you go.
Show.
Fine. In 1985, we have Russian KGB officer Vitaly Yurchenko defects to the U.S. in Rome, naming Americans Ronald Pelton and Edward Lee Howard as KGB agents.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's huge.
Damn.
So we had a KGB defector, and he named like some sleepers
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
spies.
exactly right.
Well, were they sleepers
that's
or were they double agents?
Will that be a
Oh,
sleeper,
damn.
right?
Yeah. Take this.
Yeah.
Really?
Jerry
1986.
Garcia.
The Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia is released from the hospital after being in a coma for 3 weeks.
Dang.
This would have been his birthday today.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well,
Oh, shit,
he's not alive.
Oh. Born, yeah,
Well, yeah,
you're
it
right,
could be
August
his birthday.
1st. So we will
Yeah,
be
I know some
speaking.
trivia.
We will be speaking about this man later on in the show.
I've known a deadhead or two.
Yeah.
Oh,
Moving
hang
on
on.
up
Can I do this?
into 1987, Mike Tyson
1986.
outpointed Tony Tucker in 12 rounds in a heavyweight boxing unification matchup in Las Vegas, becoming the first to own all 3 major belts in WBA, WBC, and IBF simultaneously. Wow.
I love how they have the picture, like, where he has the tattoo on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want like a more updated picture and everything. Nowadays, though, he's a lot older. You know, like he has like a gray mustache, right, or something. He has gray beard.
You know what's awesome? It's like either like he's like the biggest hard ass in the world, and then when you hear him talk, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that voice. Yeah, that's for sure.
1988, Rush Limbaugh began his national radio show. Wow, so all the
May
way
he
back
rest
then.
in peace.
What?
May he rest in peace. Not pace.
Not
Rest in
pace.
peace. He just passed away. He denied the award that Trump gave him too.
Ah.
Oh.
Huh. Well, aren't all like the Bush era people anti-Trumpers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like Rush Limbaugh's
Yeah.
a Bush era person. Of course he denied Trump thing. No, like all like the Cheneys, the Bushes, like they all hate Trump. Like they're all anti-Trumpers. They're extremists.
It's not that era. It's if
Yeah.
there's different people in the same era, obviously.
Yeah.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah,
But those
the Bushers
people who-
hate the
the-
non-Trump, never Trump.
Yeah, they're never Trumpers.
They're
Why
never
do you
Trumpers.
take 1991 here?
All right. Oh, why? Because it's got to do with shoplifting and an actress. All right. In
Yes, that's the
1991,
reason.
actress Hedy Lamarr, she was 77 years old, was arrested for shoplifting in Florida.
Huh.
Now, of course, you weren't
But look
admitting
at
to
that picture.
anything,
Like,
were
she
you?
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's a gorgeous woman.
I don't think that's what she looked like at 77 though.
No. Oh, Hedy Lamarr was a beautiful starlet actress.
Ah.
What was her most notable movie?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I know she was
Yeah,
referenced
well-
in Blazing Saddles.
Yes, she
So-
was.
Yeah. What happened in 1993?
1993, we have a 14-time Major League Baseball All-Star. Reggie Jackson is finally inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York.
Nice.
Mr. October.
Yep.
Mr. October, yeah. Reggie Jackson, man, he was the mayor. I also loved him the fact that like I must kill the Queen and Naked Gun.
Oh. You have another one here.
Yep. In 1994, we have the Baltimore shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. I remember him.
Yeah.
He becomes only the second player after Lou Gehrig to appear in 2,000 consecutive Major League Baseball games in a 1-0 win. Oh, against the Twins.
Oh, man.
No.
It's his fault.
Nah. Well, actually, at least the only team in Minnesota that seems to win championships aside from our women's basketball team is the Minnesota Twins. We have the '89 World Series and the 1991 World Series.
Well, I don't know if you are old enough to remember, but Minnesota Vikings, the Purple People Eater, their 4-man front line was crushing. And they had a football team that couldn't be beat. But that goes back in the day, before your time, trust me.
Well, the one thing about the Minnesota Vikings, they're always a bridesmaid, never a bride when it comes to the Super Bowl.
Moving on up into 1994, the Rolling Stones began Voodoo Lounge World Tour.
Damn!
Dang.
Charlie Watts.
In 1996, George R.R. Martin published the epic fantasy novel A Game of Thrones, the first in his series, A Song of Ice and Fire. Ooh.
Wiener, 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 wiener. One wiener hanging inside
And
another
1999
wiener.
Canadian Open Women's Golf, the Du Maurier Classic at Prudis Greens Golf Club. Australian Kerry Webb won by 2 from Laura Davis of England.
Speaking of wieners.
Look at that hair in a hat and a
There's a
poof. That's a weird poof. That's a shaggy poof. You know?
That's something I wouldn't be proud of.
Yeah.
I know.
What happened in 99, Miss Alice? Or Miss
well,
Crow?
Crow T-Robot. Okay, anyway, so in 1999 we have Petronas Towers officially opened in Kuala Lumpur as the world's tallest building by Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad at 451.9 meters, which is 1,400, like just shy of 1,500 feet tall.
1,483 feet. Yeah.
You know what's really funny? They call it Patronus, and that's like, isn't that like the thing to like illuminate, which is like a spell for Harry Potter? Patronus!
Well, I mean, these came first, but
came first, you're right.
I only knew about the Patronus Towers because I remember in SimCity, like 3000, you had all these different landmarks. The Patronus Towers were there, but they didn't have the World Trade Centers because I think this was after 2001.
Yeah, dude. Actually, this is actually really cool. It's right underneath the 1999. In 2000, the first patient to receive the Ajavik 2000. It's the first total artificial heart that can maintain blood flow in addition to generating a pulse.
Oh wow!
Was done.
Whoa!
Wow! Why is that not highlighted?
Yeah.
Like what
I don't
the
know.
hell
And actually,
is...
the one right below it too. Well, it's highlighted within blue. That's why I'm reading them.
Well, that's
and
it's
also
blue because it's a clickable link.
Day. Yeah, a year later, same day, the Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice Roy Moore has a Ten Commandments monument installed in the Judiciary building, leading to a lawsuit to have it removed and his own removal from office.
I remember that. Yeah,
I do too.
A whole thing.
I do
removal
too.
of-
Oh my god, that was a big deal.
Keep church and state separate. Keep church and state separate. And, you know, right
Yes,
there,
exactly.
you're merging it, which is really weird because every time we vote in a church.
Hey, and by the way, look at this. We have another Comic-Con thing here in 2002.
Ah.
But you know, the whole church thing comes from England, where the government designated a church and it became very, very powerful, and they didn't want that to happen here. So it was kind of a reversal theory.
It wasn't even in, like, the Constitution or anything. It was in, like, this letter.
No, it's a letter.
It was in a letter from, like...
Jefferson.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson, like, keep church and state removed, and then that somehow transversed into, like, you know, how we handle things.
But it's not in the Constitution, no.
No. So,
No,
anyway.
it's not like, well...
What happened in 2002? You're talking about Comic-Con?
Yeah, Comic-Con, the 35th San Diego Comic-Con International opened in San Diego Convention Center again. We were talking about this yesterday.
Nice. Yeah.
But this is another one.
Yeah.
So...
what else happened in 2002?
Well, we have, in 2010, a contract of interest in signing star linebacker Ray Lewis to a 5-year contract extension. The Baltimore Ravens give him a $19 million signing bonus. Then, at the time, the largest in NFL history.
Damn.
That
19 million.
That guy was a stud. Ray Lewis. Oh.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, he was. I remember.
Yep. 3 years later, 2005, Stieg Larsson's novel *The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo*. I remember that. The first of the Millennium
it's such a
series
good
was
book.
published posthumously in Sweden. Oh, he was dead. That sucks.
Yeah, he died. Actually, he had, he was going to continue with the girl, because he did, like, the girl who kicked the hornet's nest and the girl on fire or whatever. But, if you actually, there's, her name's Numi Rapace. They do a version of it, like, it's a Swedish version of it. It's, the American version of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo sucks.
Okay.
But the Swedish version is really good, and they do all 3 books.
All right. Well, there you go, viewers. You know, go get those books. Get the learn Swedish and get the Swedish version. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie was going to be, this author, he was continuing it, but he couldn't because he died.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Moving on up into 2010, the 200-meter by 250-meter photo mosaic commemorating the life of Filipino President Corazon Aquino was unveiled near Quirino Grandstand at the Luneta Park in Manila. Huh.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, the 11th president of the Philippines.
And it was a female, too.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, then 2010
Obviously.
as well, U.S. Senior Open men's golf at the Sahali Country Club. Bernard Langler of Germany won by 3 strokes ahead of runner-up Fred Couples.
Oh shit, dude! Be the one right below it that's highlighted for 2012.
2012 as well. 8 female badminton doubles players were disqualified from the 2012 Summer Olympics for attempting to manipulate the draw by throwing matches. Wow. Wow.
Corruption.
Corruption.
That's why I wanted you to read it.
Yeah. What happened in 2013?
Well, we have an election of interest. 2013, we have Robert Mugabe continues to maintain power after winning 142 out of 210 seats in the Zimbabwean election.
You know what Robert Mugabe sounds like, right?
What?
Robert Mugabe!
Oh, God, yeah.
And then there's a realtor that was out here forever, and his name is Robert Mugabe, or it's actually Musavi, but like Dad and I had this thing forever. It's like because we always like every week we got like because we have so many we have so many of like those little notepads so many of them like with Robert Mugabe. So it's like, hey, look who into the mail came. Was it Mugabe? It's Mugabe! And then one day he called, and I shit you not, this actually happened. He called, and I'm like. It's like, hello, like, I am Robert Musavi, and I'm just like, Musavi! He's like directly, like, no holding bar. And he's like, no, it's Musavi. I'm like, oh, okay.
Musavi. Oh,
yeah.
shit, my phone's at 1%. My phone might die in a second.
Yeah.
Let me. Well, actually, this is really cool. We've got a couple here, and they're not highlighted, which they should be. But in 2014, the Indiana Pacers NBA superstar Paul George suffers a gruesome compound fracture in his lower right leg in a Team USA scrimmage.
Ooh.
Also in 2016, there was an anthrax outbreak in the Yamalo-Nedets in Siberia. It kills one, infects 8 others, also kills 2,300 reindeer, and they blamed it on global warming.
Of course they do.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Moving on up into 2020, just 2 years ago, Egypt.
Wait, no, 2017, there's a bomb that blasted Jawadia Shia Mosque in Herat, Afghanistan. It killed 30 people.
Dang.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
There, now you
In a
go.
mosque, though. That's weird.
Yeah.
2020, Egypt told Elon Musk its pyramids were not built by aliens after Musk tweets in support of a conspiracy theory that they did. What?
Oh, damn.
What?
Come on, Elon.
What? Why is Egypt's government getting involved in this? That's just suspicion, if anything.
Hey, he wants to take his Tesla to Mars. What does that tell you?
Well, he already sent a sports car to space.
True.
Hey, he is the first African American to do so. 2021, just last year, U.S. virologist doctor in the loosest of terms, Anthony Fauci, said things are going to get worse as U.S. COVID-19 cases double in 10 days due to surge of Delta variants. Oh, hey, look, it's your boy Toy's favorite physician, Anthony Fauci.
Oh.
And before we get into person deaths, I'm going to do the jump thing I did yesterday. I don't know what to call it, so I'm ending